So, okay, movie number 2 today was Terrence Malick's Song to Song, which I tried to see at South by Southwest at the world premiere, but the line was insane and it was raining, and I went to a happy hour instead because I am a dedicated Malick fan, clearly. I'm behind. I didn't see Night of Cups last year because it came out last March when I was moving, and I missed it when it was in theaters, and I haven't watched it since because I'm terrible. So I am one movie behind in Malick, and I want to start this by saying, like, for a very long time, Terrence Malick was my favorite director. Mostly this was based on The Thin Red Line, which is still one of my 10 favorite films of all time, and kind of the movie that made me love movies on a different level. And I still fucking love that movie so much. And I love The New World. That was one of my favorite movies from college. It's probably still my favorite movie from 2006. Obviously, I love Colin Farrell. So, and then, I was a fan of Tree of Life and To the Wonder, and then I missed Night of Cups, so here we are. Song to Song. I don't know what to think about this movie because I would say for about 50% of the time, I was enthralled and I loved it and I was really on the same page as Malick. And then half the movie, I kept thinking, oh my fucking God, please end already. And unfortunately, unlike some movies where it was like, I liked the first half and I hated the second half or whatever, it was literally, there would be 10, 20-minute stretches where I loved the whole thing. And then there would be like 20-minute stretches where it was like, kill me. And then it would go back to me loving it again. And so it was a really roller coaster ride of a movie because I was like, I either was in love with what I was watching or I hated it. And it kept going back and forth. And I was like, oh my God, movie, why can't you just be one or the other? And apparently there was at one point an 8-hour cut of this film. 8 hours. So like The Thin Red Line, there's a 5-hour cut somewhere. I would love to watch that 5-hour cut. You could not pay me to watch an 8-hour cut of this movie. Nah. So, what did I love it? But the things that I loved were the moments where the Malickian voiceover really matched the poetic beauty of his shots. But there were times where the shots were still beautiful, but the voiceover went into like self-parody and went into places where I was like, oh my God, this is not deep. This is just annoying. And unfortunately, Malick has gotten to a point where half of his stuff really is insightful and touches your soul, and half of it is just pretentious and portentous at the same time, and you just want it to like stop. He also has sort of gotten completely away from like attempting to what am I trying to say? He's completely gotten away from trying to actually have like developed characters. So like I think maybe somewhere in the process he's developed these characters, but he doesn't share it with you. And so it's hard to be like, yes, I care about these characters because you're not given an endpoint. So they're more like archetypes, kind of, but they're not even really archetypes. And so that makes it difficult to enjoy because you're like, why do I even care about these people? Ugh. You can tell he loves Austin. And it was interesting to see this film after having been in Austin for a week because I kind of fell in love with that city in that week, and seeing it photographed so beautifully was nice. There's actually a shot in the hotel I stayed in with the really terrifying elevators. So I don't know what to say other than if you like Malick and you're a Malick completist, you'll enjoy this. If you really, really love Rooney Mara, you'll probably enjoy this. Gosling fans, probably. I wish there was more for Natalie Portman to do. She's so good, and this being the first movie released after Jackie, and she was so good in Jackie that you just want more for her. That said, this was made before Jackie. They filmed this film in friggin' 2012, and then it's been gone through such a long editing and post-production and distribution process that it's now half a decade has gone by since they filmed this. Like, I think he filmed this before Night of Cups, even. Um, I really dug all the stuff with Patti Smith. She was great, but I think she's just Patti Smith, and everything you do with Patti Smith is going to be great. I liked the bit with Iggy Pop. Likely was great. I really love Likely's music, so it was nice to see her act, I guess, and I thought it worked. There was like 2 seconds with what is his name? Oh my god, Tom Sturridge as Ryan Gosling's brother, and like I never knew I wanted them to be brothers until they were, and then I'm like, why they should just be brothers always? Um, Tom Sturridge is one of those actors that like keeps almost being a big star and then never is, and I mean, I guess he's just gonna be a character actor. But that's good because I think he's good, and I like his screen presence. There's some great moments with Linda Imond. She's one of those character actresses that you go, what is her name? Like, I couldn't remember her name the whole time until I saw it in the credits, and I was like, yes. Holly Hunter got some good scenes. Cate Blanchett, I'm not really sure why they needed Cate Blanchett for that role. And I forgot, there was a section, this is a big spoiler, sorry, spoiler, stop, okay. There's a big section with homosexuality that I wish had been more of an exploration, because it felt kind of exploitative. Except that kind of what you know about the Rooney Mara character is that she's always sort of following her id, and I guess that's what you're supposed to get from it, but it felt like she was being exploitative and Malick was being a little exploitative, so that was a bit of a mess. I don't know, this movie's all over the place. It's 2 hours, it's almost 2.5 hours long, so, and it feels it. So really, you gotta really be wanting this. Be prepared. I didn't talk about Fassbender. Fassbender is a snake in this whole movie, and his character gets no arc. So he's just is from start to finish. There was a part where there was a llama, but Fassbender wasn't by the llama, and I was thinking I wish he was by the llama, because I always think Michael Fassbender kind of looks like a llama, and no one gets it. No one can see it but me. And if he had been bitten by the llama in the scene, maybe everyone would agree with me finally. But that's neither here nor there. But seriously, look at llamas, look at Michael Fassbender, and then tell me that you agree, because you should, because he looks like a llama. So anyways, this was Terrence Malick Song to Song. I don't know. I'm going to get to Night of Cups this year at some point, probably. And it's just a whole lot of movie, I guess.